l'espace. Now we're looking at this study. We have issues from the Anglophone background when we're dealing with French, especially in terms of localization, trying to designate places and situations. So in this video, we're going to be looking at 3 different ways in 3 different chapters how you can go about it. Donc, je m'appelle Dr. Costa et je suis là pour vous apprendre comment naviguer cet aspect avec des nuances en français. D'abord, c'est la situation dans l'espace 1. Look at this sentence we have here. We have, for example, je suis à Madrid, en Espagne. Vous êtes à Tokyo, au Japon. Madrid à Madrid. Espagne en Espagne. Tokyo à Tokyo. Japan au Japon. You want to ask yourself, why these different prepositions? For Madrid and Tokyo, where something similar, we use a. Espagne, Spain, we use on. Japan, we use o. Feminine country, masculine country. What's the key thing there? That's what we want to look at, so that you can write properly in French and know how to use these prepositions that come before the articles. If you take note, generally, whenever I've been following our videos, we have the use of the verb être. And at that particular time, we did talk about how the preposition a is used in names of cities with the verb être to talk about your current location. As we look at this, the names of cities generally are not preceded by articles, by determinants. You just say Paris, Vienne, Tokyo, Abraka, Lagos, whatever, the names of cities, except for the few exceptions like Le Havre, Le Caire, La Haye. But when you come to names of continents and names of countries, they normally take articles generally. We have la France, le Japon, les États-Unis, l'Afrique. The only ones that had exceptions are Haiti, Israel, Cuba. Those ones are the exceptions in this case. So number one thing is that names of cities don't take articles. One of the exceptions. Names of countries and continents, of course, they take articles in French. Now, outside that, how do you identify a country that is feminine and that which is masculine? Generally, when most countries end in E, they tend to be feminine, apart from the exceptions we're going to see now. Look at the examples here. We have, for example, la Suisse, la Russie, la Hollande. Well, masculine, le Japon, le Canada, le Brésil. The exceptions to the E ending the word rule as feminine is le Mexique, le Cambodge, le Mozambique. Now, having seen this country, the next most important thing is which type of preposition do we choose when we are dealing with these names of countries? Let's take a look at this table. We have things like a, on, o to indicate names of cities, villes, pays, continents. C'est-à-dire pour indiquer, pour situer une ville, un pays, un continent, il faut la maîtrise, et bien le bon usage de ces prépositions-là. Pour les noms de villes, for names of cities, you put a before this, whether it is a masculine city or not. Je suis à Paris, je suis à Madrid, je suis à Cuba, je suis à Hawaii, je suis à New York. Names of cities. When you come to names of countries and continents that are feminine, we use on. Je suis en France. Alors, je suis à France, non. Or, je suis au France, non. Je suis à France, je suis en France, je suis en Russie, je suis en Europe, je suis en Afrique. For names of countries that are masculine, we use O, or we use O when they are plural. Example, je suis au Brésil. Je suis au Canada. I am in Brazil. So the O there is in English. So don't go and be using on. Most students in Anglophone do that a lot. Je vais aux États-Unis. I'm going to the United States. Je vais aux Pays-Bas. So these are the way they are used. Now, the next thing to note is whether the noun is when the country is masculine, but it begins with a vowel. The country is masculine, but it begins with a vowel, or which is A, E, I, whatever vowels. Though the country is masculine, we are going to use the feminine preposition indicator, which is on. So we have, for example, so say O Iran, we say on Iran. O Angola, no, when I say on Angola, on Angola. So these are the various ways of indicating or situating a country, or situating a country basically in French language studies. I have seen for names of for cities, for masculine feminine countries and continents. The next thing we are going to look at briefly now is going to be some expressions. Now this is where some students actually almost kill themselves. When you are dealing with the French language, be very careful. Honor this expression de lieu. They are expressions we use to designate places. Look at this sentence now. We have, for example, here, dans le bus, il y a des enfants. Sur le bus, il y a des affiches. Un avion passe au-dessus de la ville. Sur le pont coule la Seine. This word dans, sur, au-dessus, sous, ce sont des prépositions, des expressions de lieu. Take for example the first one, dans and sur. We take them together now. Dans and sur. Dans and sur. Dans and sur. For dans, we use dans when we are dealing with designating a closed space like a house, an office. Example, je suis dans la maison. Dans la maison. When we use sur for open spaces, je suis sur le toit. So dans is for enclosed spaces, whereas sur is for surfaces that are exposed. So the opposite of dans is à l'extérieur de, whereas the opposite of sur becomes sous. Example, à l'extérieur de la maison. Je suis à l'extérieur de la maison. I am outside the building, the house. Je suis sous le parapluie. I am under the umbrella. That is generally the rule that governs the use of these prepositions. However, there is some peculiar cases. The French language is a language of peculiarity. And so while you know the rules, you have to memorize and master the exceptions. Now here are some exceptions. We have dans la rue. The street is not a closed space, but you are in the street. So we assume that you are enclosed inside the street. We have dans la rue. We have dans le journal. You are in the book, the magazines, dans le journal. Sur la place, à la radio. Now, if somebody is in the radio, you cannot say en radio or dans la radio. No. You say il est à la radio. He is at the radio. He's on the radio. À la télévision. We have sur l'internet. Then we have sur le boulevard. Boulevard. We have dans un fauteuil et sur une chaise. That is how these propositions generally work in French. We have seen dans, we have seen sur. We have, for example, other example as je suis dans le train. You cannot say je suis sur le train. You cannot be on top of the train. You are inside the train. When you say à la télévision, il est à la télévision, not sur la télévision. The next thing is au-dessus and au-dessous de. Now we are looking at au-dessus. It refers to something that is above. Au-dessus has to do with beneath. Take a look at these sentences to get a clearer picture. We have, for example, au-dessus du 5e étage, au 6e étage, nous volons au-dessus de l'Atlantique. Nous volons. We are flying across the Atlantic. Now we have au-dessus de nos pieds coule la Seine. Underneath us is the Seine River flowing. Coule la Seine. So we have sous to signify something. So we have le chat est sous la table. We have seen sous, under the table. Le chat est sur le lit, is on top of the bed. Or we can say il est dessus, is on top. Il est dessous, dessous is underneath. So those are key things to know. We have to call this dedans and dehors. Dedans, dehors. Now when you come to dedans, for example, you have inside or outside. Le chat est dans la maison, meaning il est dedans. If I say somebody is inside, mean in the house, mean is inside. Il est dedans. Or you say il est dehors. That is for that. Additional prepositions to note for places is this à côté de, près de, loin de. Now, si on parle de la proximité, généralement, l'emploi de à côté de et loin de et près de est d'une façon très importante. So talk about the proximity. Versailles est près de Paris. Versailles is close to Paris. I would say Lacoste est à côté de Paris. But what about Moscou? Moscou est loin de Paris. Moscow is far from Paris, 2,500 kilometers. So these are basically key prepositions to take note of when you are dealing with the French language. They're so vital because you need them to be able to actually localize places in French. Now, having seen that of countries, continents, and cities, the next one we are going to be looking at in the next chapter we are going to tune to right now, in this our first book, is the one that has to do with regions of the world, departments, and regions of the world and departments, among others. So let's go there now. La situation dans l'espace. So we are taking it a bit higher. Look at the sentence here now. We have, for example, je passe mes vacances en Angleterre. We use en because we know Angleterre is feminine in nature. Ou en Provence, or in the province. I want to see why we're using en for the province. We have je viens de Marseille. De Marseille, of course, we know we use that for cities. We're going to come to that more. Mon mari vient du Don Vichy. Don Vichy. So we're dealing with regions of the world, departments, and federal states in this context. We have on, we have don lo, we have don le. Don on, don lo, and don le. Just like feminine countries and continents, we use on for feminine regions, departments, and states. Example, en Bretagne, en Bavière, but en Californie. California is a state in the US, feminine. En Californie. Feminine countries, feminine regions, departments, and federal states. Come to the masculine. We have dans Wisconsin. Let's stay with Wisconsin. Another state in the US, the masculine. Dans Wisconsin. But now, when they are plural, we say dans les. We have dans les Alpes, dans les Abruzzes, dans les Ondes. So these are the various prepositions we use for in designating these particular names of places. Now look at talking about origin. origin in French, geographic origin, country, states. We have two key things that you want to look at first of all. We have preposition do and you. We have seen these two words before. If you go back to our beginning, one of the first videos we made for this TCF preparation is with the verb être. I would say when you use do with names of cities, it means origin. Now we have names of countries, continents, states. Masculine, Morocco, the current supposed winners of the AFCON 2025 after the overturning by CAF, we say Maroc. Je viens du Maroc. If you say I come from Morocco, je viens du Maroc. Because Morocco is masculine, we use du to indicate origin in that context. You say je viens du Maroc. Je viens du Texas. But let's look at the other places that are feminine. We say je viens de Belgique. Belgium is feminine. So we have do for feminine. So if the country is masculine or the federal state is masculine, we use du to indicate the origin. We have to use do for feminine to indicate the origin. That cut across even goose and tous. Example, le café du Brésil. This is a coffee that is from Brazil, a Brazilian coffee. We have le café de Colombie. Colombia is feminine, so we have de Colombie. Same coffee, but different prepositions because the names of the country varied in this context. So as you work with the French language and you're dealing with localisation dans l'espace, you want to really take note of all these because they are going to come handy. Just missing them could cost you a lot to lose the meaning of what you've been trying to say. Now, so as we come to the third section of this, la situation dans l'espace, understand we have been able to see how to localize or use prepositions referring to names of countries and continents, states, provinces, and federal states. Now, we're going to be looking at that plus timing. We have je travaille environ 10 heures, de 8 heures à 18 heures. In this particular order, there are some keywords you want to know. One is the à, the do, and the environ. Let's take them one after the other. I want to talk about distance, for example, a particular point in time. A point in time, I will say à. A time and a location. Je termine mon travail à 18 heures. I end my work at 18 o'clock. This is indicating a particular point in time. Nous sommes à Paris, à l'école, au deuxième étage. These are used here are indicating a particular point, a particular place. As you go forward, you are going to find that talk about distance between two things and two places. We use this preposition do and are put together. Distance between two points. Je travaille de 8 heures à midi. I work from 8 to midday. Du lundi au vendredi. From Monday to Friday. That's distance between two things. So you have do, à. Il y a 800 km de Paris à Avignon. There are 800 kilometers from Paris to Avignon. So, two distance. There are times you want about a limit of something. We have jusqu'à. Take for example, en France, on travaille en général jusqu'à 72 ans. That is, we work generally in France until the age of what? 62. En France, on travaille généralement jusqu'à. So that's why we stop working. We work until we are kind of 62. Now, le TGV Atlantique va jusqu'au Croisic. So that particular train à grande vitesse goes and ends at Croisic. So that's basically to talk about the limit of something. Now, you want to talk about the commencement of something, the point of departure. Here is a preposition for that. We have what called a partido. The point of departure from time and space. For example, l'horaire d'hiver commence à partido. The winter begins from 22nd February. That's the point of departure. Il y a des embouteillages à partir de Vasseur. From Vasseur, there are hold-ups, traffic. À partir d'ici, from now, so that is for à partir de. We have vers and environ. Vers, environ. Now, as you look at vers and environ, we use them to talk about approximation of time and space. For example, nous roulons vers le sud. We are driving towards the south. Nous arriverons vers midi. We arrive towards midday. But we say il reste environ 100 kilometers. It's remaining around 100 kilometers. C'est-à-dire environ 1 heure de route, around 1 hour on route, driving, 1 hour driving. When you use environ, on parle de la quantité généralement en français, alors qu'aussi on parle d'environ, on parle vers, on parle de l'heure, on parle about time, l'heure, sauf avec il est. C'est pourquoi il y a eu this expression il est. For example, we have Paul a environ 30 ans. Paul is around 30 years old. Il gagne environ 2000 euros. He earns around 2000 euros. We have nous dînons vers 8 heures. We are going to have dinner towards 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. Il est environ 7 heures. It's around 7 o'clock. At this time I'm doing the video, I say il est environ 7 heures, which is normal in French. Finally, as we wrap up this section, we have entre, parmi. Entre, parmi. We use this in French. Entre, parmi. If we say entre, on parle de deux éléments. On a about two things, two elements, 2 points. Choice between them. Example, in between A and C, there's the letter B. We say B est entre A et C. Or you say, j'hésite entre deux métiers. I'm hesitating between two subjects. We have parmi, plusieurs éléments. When you say parmi, it's not just two, several. B est parmi les lettres de l'alphabet. B is among the letters of the alphabet. The letters of the alphabet. So that's basically that in French and how it works. So we have entre nous, between us, entre eux, between them. Nous, je vais vous confier un secret. Parmi nous, il y a un espion. Among us, there is a spy. It's more than 2 persons. Donc là, on a déjà examiné le temps et l'espace en français. On a vu le nom des pays, les prépositions qui s'en vont avec eux. Maintenant, on a vu aussi ces prépositions qui nous aident à parler de temps et de l'espace. So, je vous encourage de revoir ce vidéo, suivre les exemples qu'on a donnés et en même temps essayer de pratiquer. C'est très important pour vous. Et à la fin, vos français, votre niveau va augmenter forcément. Mais jusqu'ici, nous sommes très chaleureux de vous avoir dans cette chaîne. Merci beaucoup. Il faut toujours visiter Flow Up. On est là pour vous. Merci.